I want to spend just a short time introducing what I call it the penultimate invitation within Christian discipleship, compassion as Jesus practiced it. Or you might say, discipleship lived without fear. So I want to say a few words about compassion as the penultimate discipleship and the invitation. Then I want to just give you, I call them very quickly, I want to give you 10 quotes for flavor. Just, you should put a little salt in the soup. And then we want to look at how to be compassionate the way God is compassionate. So first of all, compassion as the penultimate goal of discipleship. If you look at all the great world religions, all what I call authentic religion, I'm going to define that for you very briefly in a minute, okay? You'll see that in every great religion, they're asking you to come to compassion. That's where Buddhism, Hinduism, Taoism, Christianity, Muslim, Islam, they all come together around that. That at the center of every one of these religions is the invitation to compassion, okay? And I call it the penultimate invitation. Now, I didn't just pick that because it's a nice-sounding word, okay? To quote an Irish friend of mine, I did that with some considerable hermeneutical scrutiny, okay? It's the most accurate. The word penultimate doesn't mean beyond. It means second to last. It's not the end. It's the second piece before the end. So the second piece before the end of Christianity and of all of religion is compassion. What's the end? The end is union with God. Compassion takes us there, but compassion itself isn't the end. It's the medium that takes us to the end. The end is union with God in all religions, okay? And so when I say the penultimate, it's the last thing before the last thing, okay, is compassion. Now, just a little footnote. That's true of all authentic religion. What is authentic religion? What makes a real religion and what's not a real religion? I want to quote Paul Tillich, Chicago, great theologian. Paul Tillich made a very simple distinction, and sorry, this is going to be academic, but I'll do it quickly. Okay. Tillich distinguished between what he called a pseudo-religion and a quasi-religion and a real religion. He said quite simply, a pseudo-religion, that's religion that uses all the terms of religion. They'll talk about, God and grace and so on, but they never reach outside of human consciousness. It only takes you to what's highest inside of human consciousness. God and all those words become, in the end, it's partly narcissistic. You're recycling your own air, even though you're using words that seem to take you to the heavens. Now, he said, interestingly, you have something called quasi-religion, and those are oftentimes ideologies, which might even be atheistic. And they don't use religious language, but they actually take you beyond yourself. Marxism, where they say, you should die for the common good. Well, that's taking you beyond yourself. And it's taking you further than pseudo-religions do, but it's still not, notice it's still inside the human sphere. And then real religion is, whether it uses religious language or doesn't, it's something that takes you to the transcendent. So you're no longer breathing just air from humanity and the planet. You're not just recycling internal air. You're bringing in some transcendent air.